So I wanted to take a minute and show everybody what I did to do a quick and inexpensive sailor outfit for my daughter. She's 7 for Halloween. She really wanted to be Sailor Jupiter this year, and I was having a hard time finding something in her size. So I wanted to show everybody how I put this together in case they wanted to do a quick throw something together for their child. The first thing I did is I started with a plain white leotard that had sleeves on it, and I'll pull it out here so you guys can see that. It was just something I found on Facebook Marketplace. You can find one with puffier sleeves on Amazon for about $12. This one I got on Facebook Marketplace. It was brand new and I paid $4 for it, so I couldn't pass up because it was just so cheap and perfectly fits her. It's just plain white Leo, nothing special. If I had to do it again, I would probably get one that's V-neck just because I feel like it fits better with the collar, but this will work perfectly. The second thing I found was the skirt, and this is just the bottom of a cheerleading uniform, and mine even has little shorts underneath, which I like because my daughter's 7 and is constantly doing handstands. You can also look for tennis skirts. The hardest part is finding the right color. If you go to like Goodwill, you can find them in like Halloween costumes. And this is just simply a regular skirt here. I might actually turn this down at some point, but I haven't decided that yet. The two pink bows are the same, and these are actually hair bows. You can find these at Walmart in the girls section. I think they're like JoJo brand or something, and or you can find them on Amazon. I chose these bright pink ones. I don't think I would go much older than 7 or 8-year-olds for the size of the bow, but this was actually pretty perfect for the front and the back. So then I added the collar, which was actually the hardest part for me. In fact, I did it twice. And the way I did the collar, which I'm sure is what most of you people are watching this to find out, is I went to Walmart. Well, I went to a few stores first trying to find matching, and this was the closest match I could find. And you only need about half a yard, but the most I could get, the least I could find was 2 yards at Walmart. And I believe this was like $3.99 at the most. And I'm glad I actually got a couple extra yards because I did make this twice. So the way I did it is I started out with a pattern, and I took the leotard and I put it backwards, and I measured to where I wanted with a measuring tape about how far down the back I wanted to go. So I started here, and then I wanted to measure across, and then, you know, the different measurements, and I made a pattern. This is just some packing paper that I had lying around, and so I cut out this pattern here. I don't know if you want to kind of see across here. I did, you know, it's about 12 inches, and then I did by 7.5. I found that leaving the collar open and then making sure you do your folds so you can see the front will come together. You have a place for the bow. If you have these touching like that, which is the way I did the first time, it will make the back part wrinkle up. It won't sit flat. So make sure that you have a little bit of room for this to be open, and you can measure this part against the back of the leotard. Again, that's all I did was just trace it out on a piece of paper. You can see my scribble lines even. See how it kind of fits right there along the back, so that way you got your measurements. And when I cut it out, I found it was much easier to fold it in half, and that way I got everything nice and straight. Make sure you have at least a couple of inches, because when you sew it together on the fabric, you're going to come in for your seams. So when you cut out, get your pattern, the next step is to take your fabric, and it does help if you iron your fabric first so it sits together well. It stays together with. This one is not ironed because I am not going to actually make one right now, but I'm just showing you what I did. So I set it out here, on here. You can also fold it in half. Just make sure that you have two. See how there's two pieces here, because you need to have two different pieces. You're going to sew those two together and cut it out. So I just traced this out all along here with a white colored pencil so you can see it, which doesn't matter because it's going to be on the inside. And then once you have this cut out, this piece all the way cut out, you're going to put on one of the pieces on the inside, you're going to put your ribbon. And I just glued the ribbon down. I'll show you what I did. I didn't sew it on. And so all I did was I measured with a straight ruler here to get it about 1/2 inch. And this is before it's sewed on, so make sure that you put this ribbon on before it's sewed. So I just did this with fabric glue. I drew here with that white colored pencil. Add your fabric glue. This is what I used. I found this at Walmart as well. It's only a few dollars. And then I put these two on there, and then I take my piece here and I turn it back inside out. So you'll put the fabric piece that you glued onto on the inside of your pattern here. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just sew really close along the edges, and then you turn the whole thing inside out, or right side out, excuse me. So then you'll have this nice little thing here, and it's actually really simple. I mean, you're just go along this line here, turn, go straight, 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 and then the only part that was a little hard for me was here. You can kind of see where I left a little spot here where I turned it inside or right side out, and then I just put a little fabric glue along there to but you can kind of see where my seams were not perfect, but it will work for my 7-year-old. She won't mind at all. So after you get this piece sewed, I found it was very helpful to have my daughter put this piece on, and then to make it stay on, I didn't want to sew this to the leotard. You can do that, but I wanted to be able to use this leotard for other things instead of just being for Sailor Moon. My daughter's in gymnastics, and I wanted her to be able to have a Leo. So when it was on her, I found where I wanted this to sit on her shoulder, how I wanted it to look, and I just put a little simple piece of Velcro, and this is what I used. The little circles, I cut them in half, and I ended up using Velcro on pretty much everything for this, and everything's staying perfectly. So I have Velcro here for the bows as well. So yeah, and then I just Velcroed these together, and whenever I have her put it on, I have her put on the Leo first, and then I Velcro the pieces in place. And she jumped around, did all kinds of crazy moves, and it didn't come off, so I'm not gonna worry too much. And then I placed the bow on top of that, and that is how you get, and it sits flat. No big deal. It helps also if you iron it after you're done to make it sit a little flatter. That can help you too. So this piece in the middle here is just simply a circle of foam that I cut out. Here's a sheet of foam that I got. It's actually the same piece of foam that I used for, you can see where I cut out this piece as well. And then I cut out a circle, and it's just some paint over the foam and some Mod Podge. And this is what I used. I had a hard time finding the right color green to match. And so what I did, this was the only green I could find at Walmart, and so I just mixed in a couple of drips of the black to get it the darker color. And as you know, Jupiter is a little bit darker green, and I like to keep it more true to her actual colors. So next, then the hard part was the boots. Finding boots was almost impossible, finding kid-size boots. These we actually had, they'd been given to us in a free box, and they had the straps coming around, and so I simply cut off the other strap here, and the parts where it had sewed on to there, I put in just a little bit of string over that to make it look like a tie, because Jupiter has ties on hers, and I just used a little bit of this thin ribbon here to make a quick bow, and I just used the same fabric glue to glue those on. The boots are painted with that same mix of the green and black. What I did is I mixed the color where I got it to the color that I wanted, and then I mixed in some Mod Podge into that, so it would give it this kind of glossy feel. And then I added some accessories. The gloves were simply from Walmart. In their Halloween costume section, we found these kids gloves for 99 cents. They had little bows on them. I took the bows off. I still would like to put the green strips at the top of these so they will fit a little taller. I might still do that. I still have a few weeks before Halloween. The tiara here was something I watched some YouTube videos on how to make this. It actually came out way better than I thought it would, and I'm very happy with it. I just measured my daughter's head from where I wanted it to fit from here to here, and I made sure I checked in the middle where would go the jewel would go. So I measured that out, and then I made a little pattern out of the same foam sheet here. I got this foam sheet also from Walmart. It was about 30 cents, 40 cents for this whole foam sheet. Scored along the edge on the foam before I painted it. And then I put on a couple layers of this metallic gold paint. It's almost a bronze gold. I found this at Walmart as well. I put on probably 3 coats of this just to get it that really shiny, sparkly bronze. And then the jewel, I found this. I have actually seen these at Walmart, but this particular jewel my daughter had on a hat that she made at a summer camp, and so I just pulled it off of that. And then I covered the whole thing over the jewel included to help it stay on with Mod Podge. And once that was completely dry, I tied on a string just to go around. The string is actually a little bit small, so I might fix that as well. But this part goes under her hair, so you don't see this. Jupiter has some hair coming down, and then this goes underneath the ponytail, and it fits really well. The choker was simply, again, it's just more of the Velcro here, and I just grabbed a quick thing of Christmas ribbon here, and I used the 5.5 inch size ribbon here. It's just Christmas ribbon. It is a material, and it seems to work perfectly. She said it's comfortable, so I'm not going to worry about that one. I was thinking about redoing it in this material so it would match everything, but she said it's comfortable, so I'm gonna leave that. And then I found hair tie at Walmart. There's a whole pack of these for 99 cents, all different colors. And the earrings, I found these on Amazon. They were not the right color, and I painted these pink with the same pink. I actually had this pink on hand, but you can find this at Walmart. And I mixed in a little of the Mod Podge, so they're kind of a shiny, sealed in pink. It won't rub off on her ears. These I did find on Amazon. I had to make sure that we got her the plastic clip-on earrings because she does not have pierced ears. And I think that was one of the most expensive things. They were about $8 on Amazon. So I think that is about it. After I put it together, I just put on the back one with some Velcro as well, and that's my outfit. I would say that we spent probably around $20 to $25. Some of the stuff we already had. Mod Podge I already had, so that was the savings. Fabric glue and things like this, some of the colors I already had. The boots we already had as well, so we didn't spend a lot of money on those. But overall, you could probably put this together fairly cheap. If you find the skirt and the Leo maybe at Goodwill and places like that, you can probably find quite a bit cheaper and save yourself some money that way.